did it. Okay, I forgot to, on my wrap up, I forgot to finish up with my Camp Read More. I'm going to try to remember what books they were instead of look them up. But I may have to get up and get my laptop. But we're going to try this. We can't hurt to try, right? So for where I went, I chose the beach because a lot of the books that I read, Love on a Whim, like even Newton and Polly, obviously there's beach with the sea and you know, and like in Africa there was a beach, and there were beaches in a couple of the mysteries, so definitely beach. The shelter, I ended up on a boat because, oh boy, which one did I have a boat for? I can't remember which book had a boat. Well, Newton and Polly, there's a ship, but, you know, it's not a yacht, but, and trust me, life like that was camping, right? So we're just going to go with that, and I'm not going to really even think about it. There were other books with boats. I just, like, over the weekend. The weather, I had sunny, I had feel good, happily ever after read from the get-go. I'm calling the Victoria Cottage one because that's how I feel about those books. Not that there wasn't anything, you know, any tension or any conflict or anything in it, but those are my feel good from the get-go books, so I'm calling it. But I also had mysteries, several of them that were pretty like, ooh. So it was, well, sunny, but then cold too. So basically the desert, you know, in winter with a boat, which makes total sense because I live next to China Lake. It's dry as a bone. There isn't any water, but hey. The Pests Flies, a book that involves air travel. There were a couple of them, but the one I was thinking about was Love on a Whim because she flies from Vegas to Massachusetts. And then Your Treats, I ended up with Sunflower Seeds, with a book with flower or garden on the cover. And there was actually several that had flowers on the cover. And at this point, Love on a Whim had one, but I can't remember what other ones did. There were several, though. I think there was a flower. Because I think I remember just like almost every book had a flower on it, at least in the first half of the month. Anyway, then entertainment, I went with singing because, you know, it's a book about music. Well, okay, technically it is and isn't. But I'm choosing Newton and Polly because, you know, they spend a lot of time in that book creating music, hymns, etc., even before Newton's conversion. But then there was also, you know, it's about the guy that wrote like the most well-known hymn of all time. I figure that counts. So, and then duration, well, so technically I could have gone to several places. I could have gone to the beach, the mountains, desert, and to a landmark. So I could go to all of them, which is good because I did read short stories. I did read a novella. I did read a novel. And I did read a tome. So I went to all of them. I was gone for a whole month. So, but I got my sticker, and I think it's going to go in my reading journal. I think that would be the best place for it. So I'm really excited. Now let's talk about this month's reading. Haven't read tons yet this month, which is kind of unusual. It is a little unusual, but I am listening. You know, I'm listening to several books. I'm both reading and listening to the Eustace Diamonds, which is part of Series September and my Trollop. So there's that. That was kind of cool. Okay, so the trollop for the month is the Usus Diamonds, and I'm quite a ways into it. I haven't marked my place yet because I just pulled it out. But I feel like this isn't cigarette smoke. This is wood stove smoke. Interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, this one is very different from the first two. There's so far not much, if any, politicalness. I mean, yeah, the one guy's in Parliament. He's in the House of somethings. I think it's Lords because I don't think it's Commons. But it's not... The whole point is there is a British Scarlett O'Hara without any redeeming qualities. I can't find a thing about her that is redeeming. I think Scarlett O'Hara had a few redeeming qualities. A very few. But I don't see that I can't imagine this gal actually improving, where I do feel like, there's my water way over there. I do feel like Scarlett O'Hara did kind of grow. There was character growth. I'm not expecting any in her. I am expecting some in some of the other people. And I have no way of knowing. I could be totally wrong, and I hope I am, because that would be super cool. Because this gal is a piece of work. She was married, and her husband gave her the use of the family diamonds, the Eustace diamonds. He died, and she decides to keep them, and they've got lawyers after her, and she doesn't care. She's like gonna marry a guy basically because he wants out of the engagement now because she's stealing these diamonds, and so she's gonna marry him just to make him. I mean, she's just an awful person. So it's interesting, and at least it's not as political, so I'm really happy about that. I'll set that over there for a minute. So the rest, no, that's not true. There's one more book. My Chantal Reads All Day has to have something to do with music. So I am reading Aaron Bartle's Everything is Just Beginning. This takes place in the 90s, and this guy gets a chance to go to a party because he shares the same name with the person whose invitation it actually was, and everything kind of goes from there. So I'm going to read this one for Chantal's. All I know is it has to have music, and so I don't even know where I am anymore. I don't know where I am anymore. Can't find my paper that has all the stuff. It's gone. I don't know where it is. But yeah, so then, okay, this is just my notebook for the book I'm working on. It's got the town maps and everything. But then, okay, so here's the deal. This is what is on my not finished reading. This is part of a series. This is part of a series. This is a series in and of itself. And this is part of a series. So I'm going to finish this month. I think the first things I'm going for in the series vein is finishing these. So I have Suspended in the Stars by E.A. Hendricks. It's a circus in space and all that goes with that. I'm going to finish the last, I think it's The Baron's Apprenticeship. I'm going to finish that one in here. See, it's almost done. It's the third book in this series, in this set. But I'm going to finish it because it's silly that it's still sitting there, and it's a series, so why wouldn't I finish it, right? And then this one is The Heart of the Family. It's the Elliott Family Trilogy. It's the last one, and I can finally talk about that. I'm loving the story, so I don't know why I haven't finished. I think that's actually why. Now that I think about it, I have not picked this back up because I don't want it to end. Okay, yeah. I probably said that before, too. But knowing that should help. I can always read them again. I don't know what my problem is. I have issues. And then Death in a Desert Land. I hadn't finished that yet. This is the Agatha Christie as the sleuth. And she's in somewhere, Baghdad area. And I don't think she's actually in Baghdad, but she's in the area. Anyway, but this is part of a series. It's book 3. I started on book 3. But hey, it still counts because it's series September. So I'm going to finish those before I get to the ones that I'm going to talk about here in a second. We've already really talked about them because I talked before. But I'm going to show you the ones I ended up putting on the shelf because why not? Why not? We love once. And yeah, A lot of this, I'm assuming, is going to be interspersed. I'm going to have my clips of doing my autumnal Shed-i-ffice decorating. Clearly, I'm going to have to redo my floral arrangement because, yeah, it's always hideous at first. And then slowly but surely, I get it picked back up. But at first, it's always just really, really, really bad. Yeah. Okay, so these are the books that made it onto my, this is the first thing I'll go to. Unless, you know, a book comes in and is part of a series and I'm just like, yes, I want to read that. That's always possible. But right now, these are the ones that I kept out as my series continuations. Obviously, I'm probably not going to read all of that up there, plus all of this. But there's no reason not to see. Why not? So the first one is Secrets of the Chocolate House. And this is the second book after the Little Shop of Found Things. And she senses the past of objects and they become portals for her. Playing It Safe is the third in the Electra McDonald series by Ashley Weaver, and it looks like we're going to be dealing with battleships, so, but I definitely want to continue that series. This one is the third in this one after Dear Mrs. Bird. This is Mrs. Porter Calling, but I won't read that one until I read Yours Cheerfully, because that's number 2. Anyway, Road Trip Return will probably get done because I'm getting Road Trip Redemption. It's coming and I need to read it fast. Love Paris is the second in the Women of Promise series, and yeah, she hasn't talked to her family in like 12 years or something like that, and then may have to. Remember the Lilies. It's the third in this. It's not really a series. It's just a collection of semi-related books that are all related to World War II in different places. Germany, Holland, and the South Pacific. But I call it a series because they are all published by Thomas Nelson, all with the same basic cover design, all having to do with flowers. So I'm calling it. And this one is probably, this one and this one, these are the yes, definitelys, because I'm calling this just a whole series. It's a collection of novellas about this wedding dress taking place in different eras. So definitely doing that. Everything is just beginning. I already told you about that, and it has nothing to do with series. And then let's move this down just a smidge. So we have Clockwork Dragon. That's the third and final one in the Section 13 series by James R. Hannibal. It's middle grade. It's awesome. These are, I think, YA fairy. There's like a whole world of fairies. And I've read the first one, Knife, really loved it. I think the second one is Arrow, and the third is Rebel. And then Cry in the Dark by Jessica R. Patch. I have the next one in this series, and Garden Girls. I have it on audio. So this one will probably come like after these two, because then I can get to that audiobook. And I am continuing a couple of other series on audiobooks. So right now on audio, I am listening to one of the Flora Steele mysteries. I think it's number 8. It's the one right after she gets married, and it's got the title. The title is it's Murder at Cleve College or something like that. It's where her husband is working, and so they're working on that, and I'm listening to that while I'm on my walks at night. And then Maisie Dobbs, the next one, it's series September. I held off, and I am done holding. So as soon as this one is done, I'm gonna jump in on Maisie. Really excited. I almost did it first, but I was having trouble getting it purchased, and so I didn't do it. I was like, fine, if this wouldn't let me do it, so I'm like, I'll go back and I'll try again on Maisie. Maybe I'll pay for it instead of use my credit, and maybe that'll work. It was just, I've got all these credits. It's like, let's use these, right? But for some reason, it was just like a nightmare. And you know, it's really funny. I meant to tonight. I'm just looking at it now. When I put the new lights up in here not too long ago, there is a section about this wide where I didn't bring them all the way to where they started. And I didn't realize I had done that until it was too late. I have a ton of extra up here that I just put behind everything to like brighten that up there. And I was going to fix that tonight, pull some extra out so that I could continue it, and I didn't do it. But I got it all fallified. The book sale is doing well. I managed to clear 2 1/4 shelves, which was like, yes, actually almost, no, it's like 2 1/2 shelves, which is good. This is really good because now I can order and have a place to put them, except I've made this really cute little, you know, display over there. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to put my stuff if I do that, but I don't know. I have so many books I want to order and I can't. There's just nowhere to put them. And so I'm like, now I have spaces, but it's hard. A part of me is like, I want to order now, like right now. But I'm like, if they come in while I'm gone, it's something for the family to have to deal with. So I'm thinking I'm going to order while I'm gone, probably maybe the night before I leave, maybe then, so that they won't arrive until after I'm home. I'm thinking that's going to be a smart thing to do. But yeah, you know, I've got a lot of books that I've not ever had in my hands because I didn't have anywhere to put them. And now, you know, I'm clearing it off. I still have quite a few Christmas books, and I still have the Island series and some of the mysteries and Penelope. And did I put Penelope on the page? I should look. I may have forgotten to do that. So yeah, there's still quite a few left. There are even a couple of the Bookstrings novellas left. But man, I got rid of like 3 big boxes of them. And so that's good. That's good. I've got to mail them now. I think I'm going to mail everything on Friday. We're going to do that. I guess that's tomorrow. See, in my mind, because I haven't gone to bed yet, this is still Wednesday night. And it will be Wednesday night until I wake up this afternoon, at which point it'll be my Thursday. I have such a hard time remembering that. It is crazy, but that's okay. But I had fun. You know, sometimes you just need to like change things up, and I'm all changed up and I love it. I've got Lorna's little fox over there, and that's going to make me smile. So yeah, I'm kind of sitting pretty here. Just kind of a heads up. This should be Monday. I'm pretty sure. I'm not promising anything because you know what happens, but I'm pretty sure Monday we're going to do the official announcement for Antober, because we want people to have plenty of time to know we are changing up some, but not all of the prompts, because, you know, a little variety, but some of them are just, you know, so good. And I think we might change a couple out to be more activity minded, not go have a picnic in a field, more more connected to reading, but not necessarily read a book in this genre kind of thing. So that, I think there's going to be a couple of mix-ups, and basically I think we're going to have an even Steven amount of, you know, new prompts, old prompts, and swapping out for activities. But don't quote me on that, because that could change. But Shalise and I were talking about it, so I think that's going to be it. But yeah, so yeah, I will see you guys on Monday, and I'm looking forward to it. I've got to get back to writing, but first I have to edit all this, because now that I've done it, I got to do this. So thanks a lot. And yeah, I'm feeling really, really cozy. So I went to Marshall's today. It was really interesting. I went last week because my daughter had picked up the softest, squishiest blanket with those red toadstools on it. It was so stinking cute. I'm like, I need that. So I went to see if they had it, and they didn't. But I also looked at all their other fall stuff, and I'm like, meh, it's nothing. Just literally nothing appealed to me. So I walked out because I mean, I'm not going to buy something just to buy it, right? Well, today I went in, and I had used the blanket that I have in my little ottoman, and apparently Toothless had decided he was having it for lunch because there are a couple of big holes in that thing now. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I had to buy a blanket. So the one that I couldn't decide if I wanted, it'll show at some point. I couldn't decide if I wanted it last time. You know, I liked how it felt, but it wasn't as cute as the other one. Yeah, they had one with hedgehogs that was super cute, but it wasn't me. And I'm like, no. So this other one, the one that I do fold here and put in my thing. It's super soft. It's super squishy. I can't wait to use it. It's way too warm to use right now. But yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be really, really cool. But I got Mom's Afghan and I put it back out. So I feel like it's here. Fall's here. And it's not. It's hot. It's crazy hot. I had the AC on all night. And I just turned it off for this because, I mean, it's still cool in here. I mean, it's nice in here. I could stay like this. I probably won't turn it back on. I'll just turn the fan on. But during the day, it's getting to 105 all week. And it was supposed to cool off next week. And now apparently it's not. So Kevin's going to leave the pool up for another week. I think Lona's really happy. Her birthday's on Sunday. And they're going to have some sort of party. And we were going to keep it up just until that and then take it down. But now it looks like we're going to get a whole nother week out of it. So Kevin's happy about that. And me, though, I'm done. I'm so done. I was like, it doesn't have to get cool and crisp as much as I love that. As long as we get out of the hundreds. Can we get out of the hundreds? That would be nice. So yeah, I'm going to go back, and I've been watching the Harry Potter movies as I was doing this, and I'm almost done with Chamber of Secrets, so I'm gonna watch that, kick back, and then I'll edit this, and I'll see you guys on Monday, and hopefully with some fun and stuff. I'll see you later.